All rise! I pledge allegiance to the coat of arms of Osgood Hall Law School and to the reputation for which it stands. I promise to do all my readings before class, to smile as little as possible, and to never let fun get in the way of my future. One Supreme Court under Beverly McLaughlin, indivisible, with liberty and highlighters for all. Thank you, members, for your pledge. I hereby call to order the 77th meeting of the Serious Law Students Association. You may sit. Our first item on the agenda is the approval of last week's meeting minutes. Do I have a motion for approval?
Yes.
Is that motion seconded?
Actually, I took the liberty of editing them, mostly for grammar and spelling, but also so that they were written from a feminist legal perspective.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the next item on our agenda, the Serious Law Students Association Social. Jill, can you give us an update?
Yes. Plans are well underway for the first annual Serious Law Students Association Social. On Friday, February 15th, we will all meet in the vestibule of the library for 5 minutes of whispered conversation. Please be reminded there is no eating in the library.
Thank you, Jill. Our next item on the agenda, Thursday's Puppet Night. I believe that we are all in agreement that we are not going. Good. Consensus on that issue. And now I'm going to hand the floor over to Joanne for our weekly seminar.
Hello, everyone. This week's seminar is on how to say no when someone asks for your summary. I think we can all agree that we put tireless hours into our summary, forgoing various lifestyle activities, social engagement, good times, as they say, to perfect a rock-solid, flawlessly formatted summary from which we can soar over the summit of the B curve and ride steadfastly into an A. Plus, reluctant.
Hear, hear.
And no one deserves to free ride at the coattails of our labor. Read what we have sown. Even if they're not in the same class as us, even if they had a medical emergency, even if they're our best friend, bedfellow, little sister, well, let's not put ourselves.
Amen, sister.
Today, we're going to do it in a way that doesn't alienate us from our peers. We're going to do a little bit of role play. Can I get a volunteer? Alice. Now, Alice, can I have your summary? No. I'm just so lost in business associations. I have no context or background for these business terms. I mean, I still don't know what a dividend is. And I thought security was someone who stopped shoplifters. If you're just so smart and savvy that way.
Maybe you should have thought of that before you decided to pursue a useless liberal arts undergrad at a substandard university college.
Okay, good effort. But I think you're gonna have to vary your approach if you don't want our friends in the JCR to bring Bearcats at you. So let's try that again. Alice, can I have your summary? Absolutely not. But you see, I got mono and I missed like 4 weeks of class, and then my hard drive crashed, and then my mom's sister's husband's daughter's dog died, and
I don't care.
I hate animals. Alice, I need you to express a little bit of sympathy while still telling us how friendship works.
I'm sorry to hear about your mother's daughter's sister's husband's dog. That must have been tough. And I would love to help you out. But maybe if you hadn't been so
in that respect. All right, our next item on the agenda is the offended stats for the year thus far. Sam?
Yes, thank you. So, I'd like to report that as of this time, last academic year, we had 7 events and/or incidents to be offended about classification. Unfortunately, we've only had 3 this year. The underrepresentation of this nation's diversity in the bistro salad bar, the use of Dean Sawson's image in vain on the screens in Gowlings Hall, and the objectification of puppies during mental health week. So, if we'd like to reach the quota by the end of the year, we have a lot of work to do, guys.
I'm thinking we could explore being offended about the Osgood dress code. Do we want more of a dress code or less?
Well, it looks like we might be a little divided on that issue. Are there any other suggestions to be offended about?
Wait, what about all these big sales that clubs are having? Could we wage some sort of anti-combating law school student obesity awareness campaign?
I like that.
But is obesity really a problem?
It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. I think all this getting offended is diverting our attention from what really matters. Our studies.
I am offended that you would brush off getting offended like that.
Brain space. But caring about all this other shit is just taking up too much of it. Exactly. If I have to write another strongly worded memo or pester my friends to sign up any more petitions, I'm gonna lose it.
But if we don't get offended, who will?
No,
Nice one.
Yeah, I think we have to cancel their event tonight so they can attend. I still don't have a job networking event.
Maybe they should organize a help us pay back our student line of credit bake sale.
Now, members, where were we?
But seriously, we'd like to thank the serious law students at Osgood. Without you, law school might be too much fun. We'd have no Supreme Court justices. We'd all have to sit in the front row, and then everyone would see that we're on Facebook all the time, and well, we can't have that.